Well, hi guys, and welcome back. So again, I'm using this Hemlock and Oak Weekly Planner for my budget planner. I absolutely love it. I love the whole goals and habits section. It just really does provide everything that I need to keep track of all of my expenses. And as you can see, like not really that much going on in the month of March. March is like really not like my best month ever. Uh, Normally it's just chaos and a lot of anxiety in that. So, we're just trying to survive the month of March right now. And this is the overview page, so we can see like these are the boundaries that I have, these are the goals and intentions. And again, we're just striving for stability, okay? Just trying to make it through March in here. I can check that off as well. And this was last week's layout, so we are here to set up and get ready for the next week here. So, I do decorate my budget planner. I like how it makes it bright and cheerful, and it does really kind of entice me to come back to it. I don't think that I would come back to it if I didn't. I don't like to admit that, but facts are facts. So, one thing that I want to note is the week that we're going to be seeing here, once I start filling this in, it's it's r- this week would probably be like the best type of example that I could have made or created that shows like a real life budget week. Nothing went as expected. We had a lot of oh no's. Um, my mood was just really not the best for the entire week. And yeah, you're going to see like it definitely was not a perfect week at all. I do try to stress that in all of my plan with me's. Um, if you're looking for like perfect budgeting and perfect planning and a perfect life and the fairy tale type stuff, I am not the planner for you. We are real life planning, okay? Definitely a lot of chaos, okay? But I would like to say, like, at the end of the week, I would like to say that, we handled it quite well. So, back to what we're doing here on screen. Again, I like to keep the planner nice and bright and cheerful. We are just going to rock on with the whole little shamrock kitties for the month of March. Just because, I got to use them up. I got to use the green boxes and the little shamrock cats, okay? So that's going to be our theme in this planner. And, let's see here. I keep these bottom sections, so like I do have like the weekly thoughts, and of course I keep track of, the money coming in and out at the end. And what else do I want to do with this? And yes, guys, I love mild liners. I'm going to use them. Okay. Just trying to get the page set up and ready. Okay, so sticker time here. So I am going to go over my notes. Again, I'm using the whole GPT thing because, again, we're trying to figure out what and how do I emotionally spend. Trying to identify some of the triggers, which I feel January and February we did really, really good. These are the stickers I was talking about here. Um, so yeah, we're identifying triggers. We're identifying what my spending habits are. And hopefully here, after 3 months of analyzing and observing, we can actually figure out why I do what I do, and if there ever is an answer for that. And yeah, and then we'll hopefully start making some progress here in quarter 2, which, I mean, we have made progress. Um, let's see here. I do have to go back and see what it is we did, but I mean, we have made some progress, guys. We got the PayPal buyer credit paid off. We got Mercury paid off. We got Chase Freedom paid off. We are working on PayPal MasterCard right now. And again, like the whole point is to try to figure out like how how do I keep myself in credit card debt. It's been something that we've struggled with for a long time now. And each year, January through March, we do really good, make a lot of progress. And um, I kind of get like relaxed for quarter two, and then summertime hits and it just like goes downhill real fast. So that's the cycle. That's the cycle that we're trying to identify, and we're, gonna try to stop it from happening, because, it's just it's getting pretty old, guys, okay? Like, we don't want to do this no more. So, yeah, that's what these little boxes and stuff on this page are going to be for, which you'll see if this is your first budget review with me. I do keep track of all the expenses on the sheet, but we also do some journaling, some insights, some reflecting, um, just to keep track of, like, what's going on in the background. To me, budgeting just isn't about the numbers. It's about why I do what I do. And we're definitely like really getting into it this year. This is probably the most detailed I've been for my budget planner here. So just got a couple more boxes, and then I am going to take a quick break just because of the technological issues, and I just need to save my voice, guys. So okay, so we are back, and let's see, where do I want to start with this? So let's go ahead and get like all of the budget stuff entered in, and then that way, we'll actually have something to discuss here. Okay, so I keep everything categorized. Monday was the main bill day. Monday was not a good day, guys. It was just, I mean, like, this week just literally started off bad. Started off bad, ended bad. Just a week that needs to go into the books and forgotten here. So, um, yeah, we handled like all of the bills. Something happened with my phone service. It's where you get like an updated card because it's expiring, and I went to do the auto pay and to like add the new card, but apparently there's like a 5-day grace period is what they called it. Grace my butt. But yeah, so I thought I updated it. It apparently did not update because of this 5-day rule. And of course, my phone wasn't auto serviced. And so then they were like, we're going to shut your phone down. And of course, you can't really call to say that you're shutting my phone down when I'm trying to pay it whenever you don't have a phone. So yeah, that was Monday, guys. It was just like 2 hours of stuff that shouldn't have even happened. We got a lot of the bills paid, a lot of the cards handled, subscriptions. Oh God, what else did we do? Of course, the daily sheets trip, which I'm gonna go ahead and put my spend down here. So yeah, I categorize things, so like I keep the bills and the daily spending separate. That's gonna help us with the totals when we do like the weekly totals down below, because you could just quickly look at it and say, okay, what was bills, what was spent. And that's it for the first half of the week, guys. Okay, so it's mainly all bills. Did I go tanning and did I go to Starbucks? Yes, but those are either on packages or gift cards, so they're $0. So I'm not even gonna worry about putting in the totals. Um, so let's go ahead and just move on to the second part of the week here. So this is where we're going to start seeing a lot more spending. Even though GPT, which I do like daily logging with it, but GPT said that I handled this quite nicely. I'm starting to think that GPT tells me whatever I want to hear. But yeah, so to me, I did notice like this is stress spending right here. Now, granted, I did make multiple trips to Sheets, But, was I smoking more than average? Yes. Basically, I was trying to make it to where I didn't have to go out Saturday and Sunday. That's the other reason for the Friday trip there. I did pick up some groceries, and you're gonna notice that, yes, I did play the lottery. I played the lottery a lot on Thursday. We learned that that's a coping mechanism. He says that it wasn't a lot, but I mean, to me, like, yeah, I really went overboard. Shouldn't have been no more than 20. I did 40. So, yeah, that was my guilty pleasure, trying to regulate my nervous system for the week here. We had more bills, of course, got two more cards, paid down and taken, handled in that, sling bill. Ray was extra messy this week. Now, this is also my other question. Was Ray extra messy, or was I just more sensitive to the mess? But I would like to say he was more messy because it's beard hair, guys. There's just beard hair everywhere. And does he sweep it up or wipe it up or, none of that. No, just left for me. So, yeah, Ray got charged a lot this week. Okay, and then we got more bills. I told you this was like a bill week here. So of course, we handled YouTube. The electric came on. That's on auto pay. Definitely gonna have to deal with that next week. But as you can see with like how this week went, I wasn't in the mood for it, guys. I logged it and I was like, that's enough. I will deal with that on a later date. Okay, so that is all of the transactions that I have for this week. So it's, yeah, and then of course I use YNAB. So we're gonna go back through because what I like to do is I will highlight these negative marks here. If it's on a charge card, the electric is a great example. It's on auto pay on one of the cards, and I highlight it so that I don't forget that it's charged to the card. That way, when the next Monday rolls around, if you notice Mondays are my bill days, so when the next Monday rolls around, it's a friendly reminder to me of like, hey, that thing got paid, it's handled, but I still need to take the funds out of my checking account to make it go away. Okay, so let's see here, just some quick little updates on this page, and we should be all done with the actual transactions. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take another quick break again. Again, this is just for my voice. Alrighty, guys. Okay, so we're getting into the nitty gritty here. So let's go over the emotions for the week. So we got anxious. We got meh. I was just whooped from Monday. We got yeah, Wednesday was just And Thursday, was a little okay, but it's just still not like where I should be. Friday I was, a little bit good. I was looking forward to the weekend. I was like, okay, we're gonna reset, we're gonna recharge. Saturday, I can't even say on screen. That was just a no. And yeah, Sunday it was just try again. So yeah, we can see like this was a very stressful week compared to what we're used to. Um Again, the focus was to stabilize after disruptions. Um and I would like to think here in the reflection area, I think I did pretty good, okay? I didn't react emotionally. We had a lot of system failures with the cards and auto pays and stuff. We had a lot of environmental triggers. We had, I think it was like a tornado warning or something. So, yeah, it was a lot going on. Phone service about to get shut down, all the auto pays, because then that's where my brain went to, is like, what else is on auto pay? What else isn't going to get paid? What else is getting shut down? We're still trying to get the telephone pole out of the yard. Then we had a tornado warning. And then, of course, the internal stress with the panic attack over the weekend. So, heck yeah, guys, we had a hat trick here for bad things happening for the week. The intentions for the week that I can say would be to respond and not to react, which I wanted to do so many times, but we held it together. So yeah, it just it just everything was just chaos. I mean, this wasn't even coordinated chaos. This was just chaos. It was a tornado in the budget system altogether. So yeah, basically, what I ended up doing, I just sat down and just took care of it. I didn't avoid it, I paid multiple bills, I caught up on accounts. I did cancel my Wix website. It's $600 to keep it running for a year, and it just wasn't bringing in what I needed it to make it functional. So yeah, we just kind of had like a weird reset on Monday. And again, like I fixed the problems, I didn't avoid them. The other thing I want to note is that I didn't binge spend after the stressful events. Actually, and again, this is one of the weird things that we've noticed with this system. When things go downhill like this, I do not spend. I want nothing to do with spending when I have a week like this, so that's kind of actually nice. And the other thing is that I did consistently pause when I felt stressed and overwhelmed, because it was like, what the heck is going on? How do I get this to stop? I go into like control mode when this happens. So yeah, I feel like we're a little bit back on track here. Okay, so yeah, moving on into the middle of the week. Again, we had that tornado warning, and work just sucked. There's no other way of putting this, okay? So that's where we're getting into those identifying the stress relief outlets, and this is where the lottery came in, okay? Not the best choice. It's just yeah, like apparently I gravitated towards the lottery. I do online lottery, and it's not like a complete failure, but at least I was aware of it, and it was like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing this. But for the most part, stay controlled and got myself off of it. Okay, so yeah, we're getting back into Friday. Like I said, like Friday was reasonable, okay? We just had groceries, we had Starbucks, tanning. Basically it's things that I normally would do, so that's kind of cool, like after things going to hell and back here. So yeah, getting to Saturday, I did have plans to go out, and I just basically had a full-blown panic attack, and I stayed home. After the week that I had, it's pretty obvious, why. I just I just needed alone time, just me time. I just needed to reset and contemplate life, you know? But again, the other thing that I like to note here is that I didn't go into an emotional spending spiral. I just stayed home and just coped. And of course, the ICU, because I did find an account, the FNBO card. That's where all of my like hidden sneaky subscriptions are going to. So I did find that. And yeah, so we do have to take care of that. So the main takeaway for this week is, even with all the stress, chaos, and emotional disruptions, which as you can see, there were many of them, this system still held firm. I'm still not a full believer in it. I should be, but it's I don't know how it's working, guys. It's working, but I'm still trying to figure this out. So yeah, like we can see, like this week wasn't perfect, but it was a very strong week in the background here. So not financially was it a strong week. It was a terrible week financially, um, but it did show like I was able to handle the stress without spiraling. I stayed aware of my patterns. I kept my spending mostly aligned with what I actually needed, minus the lottery there. I did spend 40, I won 50, so technically I gained 10. Um, if you ask me in the long run if it's worth it, like, no. And yeah, here, I'm doing the totals, now, which is what I was describing earlier. Um, this is why I keep everything in separate categories. And like, yeah, you could see, like, this is a very heavy bill week, guys. That's a lot in bills. But like we can see, like the spending was down. Like I would rather have that much going towards bills, knowing that things are actually getting taken care of, versus knowing that I spent $1,000 and only put 200 towards the bills. So yeah, again, it it looks like a bad week. It felt like a bad week. But it really wasn't a bad week. It was just a stress test week, okay? And for the most part, I survived, and that's good. So I think that showed in a lot of my decisions and how I responded to things, especially like the really bad days. So not every week that's a messy week that is a bad week. It's just showing that the system that you're building is working. So that's it, guys. And again, I just want to close out and say thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.